Hi everyone, so today we're going to be looking at which films are my top 10 Shaolin films. So whatever films to do with Shaolin, warrior fighting monks, etc, we'll be looking at what I consider to be my top 10 films. So if that sounds good to you, and you know it does, stick around. So let's get started. My number 10 is Shaolin Temple 2, Kids from Shaolin. Otherwise known as Shaolin Xiaozi. So this one is my number 10. It's a bit more slapstick, and it's not Lao Kra Leung. Still has some excellent martial arts. It's got the same players, Li Lianjie, Wu Jiankang, Yu Hai. Doesn't have as much going for it as the other Shaolin Temple entries, but it's still a great film to watch and to see these guys in their prime really pushing their bodies to the limit. So that's my number 10. Number 9, I don't apologize for this entry at all. It's New Legend of Shaolin, 洪熙冠注 Shaolin Wu Zhu. This is, yeah, I mean, it's out there. It's got some slapstick. It's got some out there elements, such as the Ji Chunhua with his little metallic car and his, poisonous boxing, and yeah, all right. And you've got a monk with his runaway monk with his wax museum, but yeah, it's out there. But it's a Wong Jing film. You're gonna have some wacky elements in a Wong Jing film. But again, the cast, as I said, Ji Chunhua. You got the lovely Qin Gami Yao, Jian Yip, Lei Lingke, of course, Jet Li, and who else is in there? Korean did a choreography. You've got your Fasan Mo Yinge in there, the Wong Fei Hong flying kick, and yeah, like I said, it's out there. It hasn't been remastered yet. It's crying out for a decent remaster. And obviously, the story revolves around the Manchu government wanting to destroy Shaolin, and the Shaolin abbot tattoos a map to 5 lay students, lay monks, and they go and find Hong Hai Kun, and because he's a disciple of Shaolin, and yeah, so it's but it's it's good. It's got some choreography is good. It's really good. It's a bit more weapon based. And it's pretty violent, I mean, it's a kung fu film, so it's gonna be pretty violent, but it's he's got a sick staff that's like 20 foot long, solid metal. Yeah, sick. I keep saying sick a lot, I'm sorry, but it's sick. Yeah, so that's my number 9. Number 8, Clan of the White Lotus. Clan of the White Lotus, directed by Lo Lei. My man Lau Gao Fei again, he's on it. Obviously Lo Xiaoho as well. And this film is about Shaolin monks and Bai Mei wanting to absolutely wiped them out. And Bai Mei, the Bai Mei in this film was the inspiration for Quentin Tarantino for Lau Gao Fei in Kill Bill. So he's taking it from this film, this character, and the fact that he was a G. He was a guy that you didn't want to mess with. He would just murk you. He just had a swagger, and yeah. I think it was Lo Lei that played him in the film. He played Bai Mei. So yeah, it's my number 8. It's a sick film. Check it out. Just too many scenes to mention, but he's just on another level with his martial ability. Lau Gao Fei has to learn embroidery boxing. So yeah, it's kind of a play on, you know, your acupuncture points, pressure points, because Bai Mei's got kind of iron shirt, like using a Hei Gong, Yin Qi Gong. But yeah, check it out. So number 7, Tai Chi Master, or Tai Chi Zhan San Feng, or Tai Chi Zheng San Feng, with the irrepressible Lin Lianjie. I'll admit, this isn't a strictly Shaolin film. I mean, it's got Tai Chi in the title, but a large percentage of the film is set in Shaolin, and you got Yu Hai as one of the senior monks, so it's kind of a Shaolin film, and it goes back to a legend of the founder of Wudang, Zhan San Feng, being from Shaolin originally, leaving Shaolin and starting his own sect and developing his own martial arts style. So it's kind of a Shaolin film, but anyway, it's a sick film. So directed by Yuen Woo-ping, who, as we all know, is on point with his choreography, his direction. Man cut his teeth on choreography. So you know the martial arts action is on solid ground. You had Michelle Yeoh, Qin Xiuhou, Tian Bo, and the chemistry between the two martial brothers is evident throughout the film. One from my teenage years really resonated with me, and it was one of my favorite films growing up. Still is. And this was 93, I believe, 1993. So yeah, amazing job. So that's number 7, which is Shaolin Temple 3, Martial Arts of Shaolin, otherwise known in Chinese as Nanbei Shaolin. So this is Jet Li again, Yu Hai, Hu Jianqiang, who's, you got to catch his southern boxing in this film. There's a little scene, and his stances, his power, it's just a sight to behold. Again, it's not perfect, has the same sort of issues as the first Shaolin Temple. Over all of them, it's overly long. You know, the fight scenes are really long. There's some Mantis from Yu Hai and Jet with Yu Changhui, and yeah, it's still a worthy addition to the top 10. Still a great Shaolin film, definitely worth watching. When you think this was 1986, and this was another film for my man Lau Gao Leung. God knows how many films he's got in this top 10. I think it's a lot. Number 5, I've got Disciples of the 36th Chamber. So again, Mr. Lau Gao Fei is smashing it. And in this film, you've got Xiao Hou as Feng Sayuk. And let me tell you, Xiao Hou is one sick individual. This guy, he's cut, he can flip like a madman, his kicks, he actually should have got more roles. I mean, he's still, you know, a favorite of the fans, but with his ability, he should have been getting a lot more films. Maybe because he was a bit diminutive, wasn't as handsome as some of the other guys. I don't know, but his kung fu is sick. I'm saying sick a lot, but you know, this guy, he's just really awesome martial arts ability. So, Disciples of the 36th Chamber, Lily Lee's in this one as well. It's the same faces. So, written by Lau Gaoliang, directed by Lau Gaoliang. My man's killing it. Yeah, Lau Gaoliang was just on another level. So that's number 5. Number 4. So 8 diagram pole fighter is my number 4. It was a bit of a toss-up between Shaolin Temple, to be honest. So 8 diagram pole fighter, Wu Lang Ba Gua Gun. Another classic, Lau Gao Fei, Lau Gaoliang directing, classic. Just for the pole against pole fight alone. Mate, watch it. If you haven't seen it, you watch it. Alright? It's sick. You'll see a little bit now. But, you know, again, great cast. Can't remember everyone who's in it. Well, not everyone, but, you know, it's the usual faces. You've got Xiao Ho, Lau Gao Fei, Lau Gaoliang, Lily Lee. Yeah, Lily Lee's in it. I think Lau Gaowing, quite a few of the Lau family in this film. Xiao Ho, Fu Sheng, who tragically died in a car crash halfway through the film. So they had to do some rewriting. So it did affect it a little bit, but, you know, because you just, in the film, it's not explained away. And so it does come across as a little bit disjointed. But it's, you know, it's a great cast, great production. When you look at this was 1983, and you look at the pole fight, and it's just sick. For 1983, yeah, 37 years ago, and that pole fight is still sick, and it's not done with loads of editing. It's just sick ability, and that was still absolutely demolish anything coming out of Hollywood. So that's my number 4. All right, guys, number 3, Shaolin Temple, with, of course, Jet Li, Li Lianjie. For me, this is, well, apart from it being his first film, the one that started it for me. You know, and you know, the first time you're seeing competition wushu on the screen, and you're just like, wow. What is this? Speed, grace, athleticism, just amazing. And this was done in a bit of a shoestring budget, and so I think they did amazingly well. You know, there's parts of it that aren't perfect, but, you know, it's a Shaolin film at Shaolin when it was still half dilapidated, and, you know, again, it's a great cast. You've got Li Lianjie, Yu Hai, Yu Chenghui, Hu Jianqiang. But these guys, I mean, they're all wushu athletes, and they can bust a move. And that montage with Jet going through the seasons, you know, doing broadsword and spear, sick, absolutely sick. So that's why Shaolin Temple is number 3 for me. Number 2 on the list, Shaolin, or as it's otherwise known, Xin Shaolin Zi. This is the Liu Dehua, the Andy Lau Shaolin film. This might not be a popular one for a lot of you, but for me, I really enjoyed it. There's a few reasons why. One, it's the only Shaolin film that actually has Shaolin forms in it. It's called Qi Xing Quan. It's actually got Shaolin monks, little boy that's doing the Shaolin forms, and the actor Shi Yanning, trained in Shaolin, So, and it's filmed in Shaolin with the abbot Shi Yongxin's blessing. So, it's as an official Shaolin film as you're gonna get. Cast. You got Liu Dehua, Wu Jing, Shi Yanning, Jackie Chan, Yu Hai. You even got old Clubfoot from Once Upon a Time in China, Xiong Xin Xin. Yeah, but it's just, smorgasbord of Kung Fu stars. And it's just a film that, all right, maybe on action, it's kind of got less action, but, the spirit of Shaolin, Shaolin forms, kind of deeper meaning of Shaolin. And I really enjoyed that. And it's something that's always been done as well as it was done in this film. So that's why this is number 2. So, number 1 had to be 36th Chamber of Shaolin, or 少林36樂坊. This is my favourite Shaolin film. It might not technically be the best, but Lau Ga-fei's best role, the sets, the storyline, the punishing tasks in each chamber, it just really hit a resonance with me when I was a young chap, and it still holds a special place in my heart even now. So it always had to be 36th Chamber. Huge fan of Lau Ga-leung. He's a director that, consistently, even from back in the day, you could see he was really ahead of his time. And some of you might disagree with me, but especially when you compared him with Chang Che, I much prefer Lau Ga-leung. So for those of you that know me, it's probably not too much of a surprise, but 36th Chamber all the way, number 1. Also, a couple of honorable mentions. Chang Che's Shaolin Temple, and which, it's a bit of a mess, but it has some, it's got a great cast. David Chiang, Lo Lei, Fu Shen, and more. There's just so many. But I just didn't enjoy the film as much as I should. It's a convoluted storyline. It's a bit all over the place. Has some bits in it that I like, but when you compare it with other things that were coming out, it's not up there. As well, King Hu's A Touch of Zen. It's not strictly a Shaolin film, but I love that Shaolin scene when they're running through the forest, and it's got the actor from who's the bad guy in Bruce Lee's Big Boss. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he suddenly looks up, and you see there's a group of Shaolin monks, and it's just this kind of really trippy, ethereal scene where these monks are practicing Qigong, like kind of light arts, and they're running and jumping across the kind of the field, the plants, and it's just I don't know, it's just really catches the kind of mystical, amazing idea that kind of a lot of us had about Shaolin. So little honorable mention, for me anyway, because I just really love that scene. So that's the top 10. Let us know what your thoughts are about the top 10. Do you agree, disagree? Did I miss any films that you would have put in? I'd imagine quite a lot of you, probably the top 5, probably have the same, but maybe in a different order. But I imagine the top 5 are going to be the top 5 in everyone's list. But put them down, and we'll see you next week. Cheers. Take care. Bye.